In the vast and ever-expanding landscape of video games, there's a whole lot of things that grab our attention. Graphics, storyline, game mechanics, and the list just keeps going on. But one thing that's hardly ever talked about is perception. Reality in real life is all about what we see, how we feel about it, and our experience related to it. But in video games, reality just takes a whole new meaning as it's more or less about whatever the game environment provides us in the way it provides. It can be the lush green forest of Skyrim, the bustling and crowded streets of Grand Theft Auto, or the isolated alien planets of Mass Effect. It's more like a concept, which is as fluid as the pixels that make it up. Games like Portal and Fez twist our understanding of space and physics in ways we can't even imagine at first. By merely bending the laws of space and time, these games make us question what's up, what's down, what's actually real, and what's not. It's quite surprising that sometimes what you see isn't always what it seems. A small object can suddenly become towering, and a distant wall can shrink to insignificance, with just a shift in perspective. This constant manipulation of reality in games is not just a static construct that remains as if it was always there, but more of a dynamic playground where the rules of physics bend according to the way we perceive things. You know, it's kind of odd, but video games have this strange obsession to bend this very definition of reality. Defining what's real and what's not in video games is often tricky, as it all comes down to our definitions of what reality actually is and what it means to us individually. Some games strive for realism, while others embrace fantasy as their core playstyle, and then there are games that love to challenge reality altogether, by merely challenging our perception about certain things in a certain way, much like the 2019 video game title Superliminal. At first glance, it appears as just another simple puzzle game out there. But as you delve deeper into its mind-bending world, you find yourself confronted with a reality unlike any other puzzle game. A reality that completely changes your perception about the game, and the way you define reality. You start in a dreamlike landscape filled with optical illusions and impossible geometry, which takes real-life objects into consideration to challenge the perception realm. Yet what truly sets Superliminal apart is not just its gameplay or the unusual items scattered all around, but its unique and creative central mechanic. Forced perspective. By merely manipulating the size and scale of objects in the environment, you can easily alter the perception of space, which is one of the many ways to solve puzzles that defy traditional logic and understanding. What appears small from one angle becomes enormous from another, and what seems large from one angle turns out to be of just few bits. What seems like a solid wall initially suddenly becomes a pathway to a new world, and objects that appear out of reach at one point are within your grasp the next second. This forces you to think outside the confines of traditional spatial reasoning and embrace the shifting landscapes of your own imagination. As I navigated through the surreal landscapes of Superliminal, I couldn't help but marvel at the ways in which the game challenged my perception of reality. It was a truly exhilarating experience, one that forced me to question the very nature of reality and my place within it. In many ways, Superliminal acts as a metaphor for the human experience itself, telling us that the understanding of reality is shaped by our own perspective and the way we choose to perceive the world around us. But Superliminal is just one such example of a game that explores the depths of perception. The Witness goes one step further by weaving puzzles into its environment, encouraging you to explore and unravel its mysteries on a deserted island. Each puzzle is a test of your own pre-perception and logic, which requires you to observe the surroundings more closely and decipher the underlying patterns. When I first stepped into the vibrant and mysterious world of The Witness, I was immediately struck by the sheer beauty of its environment. The island felt alive in a strange way, teeming with lush vegetation, intricate structures, and enigmatic puzzles waiting to be discovered. Every corner I turned revealed a new vista, each more captivating than the last. The dynamic lighting, coupled with the serene ambient sounds, immerses you in a state of wonder and curiosity, compelling to explore every inch of this breathtaking landscape. Although, The Witness is more than just a collection of puzzles and a simple game. It serves more as a testament to the power of perspective, which ultimately bends the reality in whatever way the perception is held. It constantly encourages you to look beyond the surface, to question your own assumption at every point of the gameplay, and to approach challenges from a somewhat different angle, which is something most of us are used to. In this sense, perspective is not just a way of seeing, it's a way of being. A way of engaging with the world and making sense of our place within it. It's through the constant exchange of perspectives that we expand our understanding of reality, pushing the boundaries of what is possible and exploring new ways of being in the world. Another game that loves to bend this reality curve is the Stanley parable, where reality itself is subject to manipulation. You take on the role of Stanley, a seemingly ordinary office worker whose life is turned upside down by mysterious disappearance. You find yourself grappling with questions of agency, existence, and the nature of storytelling itself. The game setting is quite simple as a seemingly ordinary office space. Hallways loop back on themselves, doors lead to nowhere, and the very structure of the environment defies all logical explanation. Each new area you explore leaves you feeling increasingly disoriented, unsure of what was real and what was merely a figment of your own perception. What justified my journey through the Stanley Parable was its relentless deconstruction of narrative conventions, and its probing examination of choice and consequence. Every decision I made felt like a fork in the road, each path leading to unforeseen outcomes and revelations. But perhaps the most profound insight of philosophy is that our perspective is not the only perspective. There are as many perspectives as there are conscious beings in the universe, each offering a unique window into the nature of reality. Each of us occupies a unique vantage point within the vast tapestry of existence, offering a perspective that is both deeply personal and inherently limited. And it's through the interplay of these perspectives that we come to understand the true richness and complexity of existence. Games like Antichamber and Echochrome take you into a world where the rules of reality are tossed aside. In Antichamber, every corner you turn reveals mind-bending geometry and puzzles that defy logic. It's a constant exercise in questioning assumptions and adapting to a shifting environment where up can be down and forward can lead you right back to where you started. The environment of the game feels both alien and strangely familiar, as if you're exploring the inner workings of a surreal mind. Similarly, Echochrome challenges the perception of space and perspective in a minimalist yet captivating environment. Each level is a canvas of optical illusions, where manipulating perspective is the key to navigating through seemingly impossible obstacles. Through its gripping narrative and morally ambiguous choices, even games like Spec The Line challenges our perceptions of heroism and the consequences of its actions. By confronting you with the brutal realities of war and the psychological toll of violence, it forces us to question the morality of decisions and the nature of reality itself. Similarly, Bioshock compels you to confront the consequence of your own choices and the moral implications of unbridled ambition by blurring the dichotomy between right and wrong. Perhaps it's the thrill of defying the laws of physics, of bending reality to our will and exploring the hidden depths of our own perception, that makes the reality look so unreal. Or maybe it's the sense of wonder that comes from discovering new worlds and uncovering the mysteries that lie within. But one thing is quite clear. Games that use perspective as a gameplay mechanic offer a unique and immersive experience that challenges us to think differently about the world around us. Yet, as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in the realm of interactive entertainment, one can help but wonder, what other secrets lie hidden in the depths of our own perception? How far can we bend reality before it snaps back in our faces? It's a question that may never be fully answered, but one thing is certain. As long as there are games that dare to challenge our perceptions of reality itself, we'll always be eager to see the extent by which the reality can be distorted.